Hello, everybody. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. I'm just going to give it some time for everybody to get in here. But today I have a good topic. Thank you to everybody that was able to get on my Level Up Live last night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be having them at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. on some days. And I explain why I have it at that time on my call. But if you are new here, I have a call every on live. Well, the Level Up Live is the call that I have. So if you were on yesterday, last night, thank you. So today I'm going to get into something that is profound to me. And I talked yesterday a lot about defining moments. And that's because I had to literally change the way that I viewed things. And I had to change the way that I even looked at situations. And I had to reassess things. Instead of looking at things as they are happening to me, everything is happening for me. And so I don't know, what came over me when I had this defining moment, but something wanted me to get this out. Because we always hear that saying, when you know better, you do better. And I definitely feel like that. When I feel like when you know better, you have to move better, right? When you know better, you have to move better. There is some relationships that we are in. There are some jobs that we are on. There are some things that we are involved in that we need to really assess the situation, see what is doing for us, and we need to decide what we're going to do from there, right? So when you know different, you move different. And when this happened, when I got this one of these moments of realization, right, one of these defining moments, I had to understand that once I assess the whole situation, sometimes you have to look at the situation and you have to say, okay, I have been doing these certain habits. I have been in this routine for all of these years, and this is the result that it got me. And you have to be honest with yourself if those results are not the results that you desire. And I remember reading a book that talked about how instead of us doing something new, like us as people, we are sometimes so scared or so skeptical of something that is new or something that is unknown. And in the book, it said that people would rather keep doing what doesn't work because it's in their comfort zone, and it has been working that far for them, versus trying something new and seeing if that actually works, right? So some situations and some things, we've been doing them for a very long time. And right now, you may be in a season where you are not where you want to be. You are looking at this as it's the last 4 months of the year, and you're thinking that it's over with, and it's not. And I am here to tell you that knowing that you are not where you want to be, knowing that the actions that you have taken accountability for them, and you understand that you need to do something different, that is a good place to be in. When you know different, you have to start moving different. When you know different, you have to start moving different. And that does not mean going and telling your friends and your peers that you got this newfound revelation and you're giving them a rundown on everything you're going to do. No. Knowing better and moving different is not about telling your plans. It's not about proving a point to anybody. When you know better and you start to move different, you don't make any announcements, because guess what? Your vision, that conviction that came to you, that defining moment that you had, it is yours. So don't go and tell people, well, I realized this and I'm going to start doing this, because they're not going to understand, because they weren't given that defining moment. They weren't given the same vision that you have. I literally, right now, I am in my most quiet era with some people. I had to realize that it's some people in my life, well, it's some people that were in my life that they were placeholders. They weren't necessarily doing me anything bad, but they weren't adding anything either. How many of you all have people in your life you're saying, well, I don't want to cut them out because they're not necessarily a bad person, or they're not necessarily, doing anything to me for me to have to cut them off. But at the same time, it comes a moment where you, like a real adult, like I really had to have this conversation. I had to write down, who am I speaking with on a regular basis? Who am I talking to on a regular basis? Okay, what is this relationship adding to my life, right? How am I adding to their life? And for me, I've always been the friend that's always on personal development. I've always been about, developing my mind, just being very conscious of different things. I know a lot of things, right? And there was people in my life that I literally had to, cut them off, because some people are placeholders, you guys. You have to get the placeholders out of your life, because they're taking up room for other things. Those placeholder people that you love, but they're not adding anything to your life, and you don't see them even going in the same direction as you. Like, I have friends, like when I left Florida, none of those friends were like did me anything bad, right? Nobody did nothing bad to me, but I had to understand that sometimes we grow apart from people, and it is nothing wrong with that. And I wish that people would accept that more, is that sometimes it's not a you did this to me or I did this to you. It's not that. Sometimes you literally grow apart from people. So when you know better and you decide to move different, that includes cutting off some of those. When you know better and you decide to move different, that includes cutting off some of those placeholders. That includes, right? And another thing, when you know better and you move different, you have to make a plan, and you have to put a date on that plan. There's so many people that are in marriages and relationships that they are unhappy in. You need to make a plan. If you look up, stop doing what doesn't work. Stop repeating the same cycles and then expecting that you're going to get a different result. You have to assess the situation. If you are on this job, you know this job does not value you. You know that you put in so much hard work and that it rarely gets noticed. You rarely get any validation. You don't get any extra pay for all of the stuff that you do. Why are you sitting thinking about the job that you hate and how much you hate it? Why are you not making a plan? You need to be making a plan and putting a date on it. And every single day you should be working towards that goal. You should be working towards that plan. You need to put a date on it. Stop going through life just living day by day. You have to have a plan. You have to have something that gives you a sense of purpose outside of your occupation or your job or just being a parent. When you know better, you have to move differently. I decided on September the 1st, when I had my defining moment. Was it September the 1st? No, it was actually August 31st. It may have been September 1st. I can't even remember. It was either the 1st or, no, it was September the 1st. Because I recognized it the day after the 31st. So when I had that defining moment on September the 1st, I decided that I was not going to explain anything to anybody. I wasn't going to tell them what my moment of realization was. I wasn't going to go and complain about what happened to me. I wasn't going to go and, I just wasn't going to go and vent about anything. It gets to a point in your life, like you have to really get tired. You have to get tired of your situation to the point where you say, it's no more talking. It's nothing left to talk about. You have to get to the place where it is nothing left to talk about. You have to get to that place. And when you get to that place, it's game over. You're going to start moving different. I was so serious, and I am so serious about what I am doing right now, that I'm not talking, explaining nothing to nobody. Even if they say you're acting different, you don't talk and explain nothing to nobody. Because when you know better, you move differently. And that means moving unapologetically without any explanations to anyone. You know what that defining moment is. You know what it is that you need to get out of. You know if you're in a relationship that's not serving you. You know if you're talking to people that are not serving you. You know if you're on a job where you're not appreciated and you want to leave. You know. And you also know, and like I talked about last night on my call, you also know, and you also have to acknowledge. You have to know, and you have to acknowledge that your results are a manifestation of how you've been living. So when are you going to decide to know different and to move different? Right? When are you going to know when to know better and move better? Now, I'm going to talk about this, and it's a true story. I had to realize, you have to learn. I heard one of my coaches say, if our visions don't align, now is not the time, right? If our visions don't align, now is not the time. You have to cut off anything that does not serve you. You have to cut off. You literally have to just start moving different and becoming the person that you always envisioned yourself to be. And I hear people say it all the time. You have to become your higher self, and you're really not becoming your higher self. You're really becoming who you are already on the inside. That person that you see yourself as 5 years from now, that person that you see yourself as next year on December 31st, 2026, that person that you see yourself as wealthy, that is already you. You cannot see something. You cannot see something that is not already in you, right? So my message for you today is, when you know different, you have to move better. It doesn't serve you to keep doing the same things and keep getting the same results and keep being upset with yourself and living in cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles. When you know better, you have to decide that you are going to move different. You have to. Right? And so that is my message for you all today. I will be back on here maybe later on, but there is a time, like this is the last 4 months of the year. You have 100 and something, almost 120 days to create the life that you want, or to create the foundation, to start the foundation for the life that you want. What are you going to do these next 120 days? One of my coaches said it takes 90 days to create a new lifestyle. What are you going to do in these next 4 months, the last quarter of the year, to set yourself up for 2026? When January 1st comes, when everybody else is just starting, you're going to be way on your way. You're going to be way on your way. So what is it that you're going to do? Are you going to read more books? Are you going to get in a better paying field? Are you going to start a business? Are you going to learn a skill set? Like, what is it exactly that you're going to do in order to move differently, in order to get that result that you see for yourself? What is it? What are you going to do? Are you going to, if you are a person that you need accountability, you need an accountability partner, you need to be in a group environment to keep you on track, guess what? You can join my free Facebook community, She Means Business, where we talk about mindset, money, and transformation. We read books, right? Are you going to learn a skill set? Are you going to do like what I did and say, you know what? I want a skill set that only I have, that doesn't require anybody else, and that, you know, it's not dependent on anybody else. And I decided to learn trading. What skill set are you going to learn? If you're on a job that you don't like and you want to leave that job, what are you going to do so that you don't have to just go find yourself at somebody else's job, right? We're going to be, well, I'm in Houston. We're going to be trading live tonight at Sophie's at 8 p.m. If you want to come with us and see how it is, what we're doing, it's at 8 p.m. Just DM me trade and I will get you set up and you can meet us there. Get your questions answered. If you're not in Houston, guess what? It's a call tonight at 6:30. What are we talking about? When you know better, you have to move different. If you know you have friends that are not talking about increase and elevation, guess what? Why you keep picking up the phone? I had somebody in my life that I really loved. Like, she wasn't doing me nothing bad, but I understood that the relationship held no purpose. And you got to understand that some people, like when I say some people are placeholders in your life, I should have added that some people are watchers, right? I started to notice that when I get on the phone with certain people, they're like, oh, how you been? Or what you been up to? Or, you know, it's like you're on the phone so you can catch up with me and asking me what I got going on and what I'm doing. Ma'am, are you trying to contribute to my business? Why do I keep updating you on my life? Why are you, what are we really doing? I remember I had this man that I was talking to, and when I thought about it, I'm like, why? Like, he wants to know everything that's going on in my life. And I'm like, sir, like, we're not even together. Like, what are you? Like, some people are watching spirits, monitoring spirits. And that's why I told you, sometimes don't have those announcements and you telling people what happened and now you're going to do this and watch it 6 months. I'm going to do this for 6 months, or I'm going to do this for a year. No, don't explain nothing to nobody. Don't explain nothing to nobody at all. Just do it. Just know better and move differently. And like, I really mean moving differently. Last night I had a test. Like, I was really tested. And I passed the test and I woke up and I was so glad. I was so glad that I was able to pass that test and I was able to have integrity with myself and hold myself accountable on my own and have enough discipline on my own. Right? So when we know better, we have to move different. Like, we have to. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So I will see you guys later on. I hope everybody has a good, productive Wednesday. And like I said, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to learn a new skill set, if you want to even learn about digital marketing, Turo, any of those things, like, just DM me income streams or wealth, or hey, I want to know what you're doing. Just DM me and I will get back with you directly. Have a wonderful day.